There's a new place for senior care, a place with 24-hour valet service and a boutique salon. A place with all-day arts and crafts. It even has a day spa. A place that's so much like home because, well, it is home. Home Instead Senior Care, when you need personalized care in the comfort of home.
Hi, I'm Perry Williamson, and we've been baking here at Williamson's Bakery since 1927. In 1965, my grandfather, Merle Williamson, hung our name on this bakery. Ever since then, people have been stopping in for the Williamson's tradition. We invite you to do the same here at 1634 Veterans Boulevard, or catch us on Facebook, or just come get you some.
Georgia Dermatology and Skin Cancer Center has been serving Georgia since 1996. Dr. Michael Sharkey, along with PAs Tony Lynn Herring, Rachel Westerbeck, Alan Manning, and Kelly Toller, have helped patients with Mohs skin cancer surgery, routine skin exams, and general and surgical dermatology. So come see the professionals at Georgia Dermatology and Skin Cancer Center, located in Aaron Office Park in Dublin. Call for an appointment today at 275-7546.
Welcome everybody. I'm glad to be here today at the Balloon Fest. Roger Clark from South Carolina, and all day long, I didn't have to look at Doppler radar because it was raining everywhere.
Yeah.
But we are excited. We're still don't know about the wind, that kind of thing. But tell a little bit about your balloon, how long you've been doing this. And by the way, I didn't say, but Roger's one of the pilots out here, and we're in the holding pattern right here.
Right now on a weather hold, yep. So I've been flying since I was 13 years old. I just turned 56, so 43 years of flying, just over 4,100 hours. I have a red balloon, one of my balloons here this weekend, so we're hoping to put it up. It's about 7 stories tall, about 75 feet around in diameter, and holds 77,000 cubic feet.
Ooh, boy. So when you talk about how big it is, in the balloon world,
Yep.
Is that big, little, short, or tall?
It's actually very average. Actually, we're tending towards the smaller because I don't know if people are getting bigger or we just want bigger balloons, but 90,000 is pretty common these days. There's some balloons upwards of 105,000 here, but 77 to 90 is pretty standard these days.
And it takes a lot to pull one of these off. I know we try to do it every year, and we've had some good years and then, some not so good years, but I guess the wind don't have to be absolutely calm. You can deal with some wind. I've seen in the past y'all will throw up like some signals up there, like some small balloons or something.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, we call those pie balls, just small helium balloons like party balloons, and we let those go up and we get to see the wind direction and speed. So that helps us figure it out. Normally for flying, we like to be less than 10 miles an hour. And of course we have a ceiling height, so that's been kind of the problem today, very low ceiling. But we're hoping it will slow down enough to put a few balloons up later this evening and get the glow in. But we do need to, we like to have a little bit of wind so we actually go somewhere, so dead calm is not good. But we do like, we like to say 5 to 7 miles an hour is about ideal.
Yeah, when you say 10 miles an hour, to those watching and to me, in a car, that's not really that fast. But
Right.
You get up in a balloon, and to me, 10 miles an hour, you're pretty well scooting, aren't you?
You're moving pretty good, Like I tell people, I said, a windy landing is like jumping off the tailgate of a pickup truck. So imagine doing that at 10 miles an hour. It's quite a bump.
Okay, you mentioned at the beginning of this, you've been doing it since you was 13. In that moment of time, how did you begin that, and what got your curiosity wanting to do it?
Well, my dad was looking for something the whole family could do together. So since you have 5 people to put up a balloon on average, and we had 5 in the family, it just worked out. So we got a balloon, and I started at that point, and we got into commercial work. So I've worked for TV and news and radio, different companies all over the country, and flown all over North America, Canada, and Mexico now.
Wow. And you can tell that's why it's so good on television, the background there. When I went out looking for pilots, everybody pointed at him. So But
They know I like to talk.
That's right. Hey, well, we in good company right
That's
now.
right.
Aren't we? But, you know, I was sharing this with one of the pilot's wife a while ago, but we air a lot of content from St. Patrick's as well as other things throughout the year. But the parade we'll have next Saturday and the Balloon Fest, people always, I will think that we've played it to death. And we'll pull it off the air and the phone will light up. When y'all gonna play that Balloon Fest again? When y'all? And I'm thinking, my gosh, you know, we have played it and played it.
Yeah.
But people love to see it and see. You know this. Everybody can't come out here. You've
Right.
got shut-ins or disabled people, or
Yeah.
people just can't get out. You know, and
Right.
drive after dark or whatever it is. But and this is their avenue, and we appreciate you watching right now. As a matter of fact, either on the air or on YouTube, however you're watching us. So when you were 13, the dad wanted to get something for all of you to do. So y'all got a balloon and bought groceries that way and did everything else. Is that right?
Yeah, we did a little bit of everything. Yeah, I wish that was a thing back then. Yeah, that would be good. And yeah, a lot of people, you know, don't think about a balloon. Ballooning is a one-way trip. So we take off, we go, and that's why we have to have a crew to follow us to bring us back. But yeah, we did a lot of stuff. We did a lot of events. I put on a small event sort of like this in my hometown. And so, you know, we love to have the crowds. That's really what we like to do, is entertain.
Yeah. So after all these years of you doing this and being involved around other, and I could tell the camaraderie when I walked over there, it's, I'd say, like a family sitting around here that y'all see each other quite often.
Yeah.
But what is it about, even now after all these years, do you still have the thrill of doing it? Has it died off? Is that burning desire still in you?
I think it's still in me. It's a calm feeling, but it's an excitement at the same time. You know, you're doing something that not many people do, and I love it. You know, you don't do something 43 years without loving it. And for me, it's letting new people experience it. So I take people for their first ride. You know, we take kids, we take older people, we take some people, you know, they've wanted for 70 years to be in a balloon, and we take them up for a balloon ride. And just to see that joy and that smile and excitement on their face is great.
I'm going to stretch this question out.
Sure.
So you got just a second to think about it. I don't want to throw you off, but think about maybe one of the memories throughout time, maybe some funny story or some kid screaming and hollering, you had to try to get back down or whatever it might be. But share with us maybe a story or two that kind of stands out to you.
Sure. There's a couple. So we flew 2 balloons that were crafted with pride, made in America. So at Freedom Weekend Aloft, which was a very large event up in Greenville, South Carolina in the 80s, we actually took off, my father and I, in red, white, and blue balloons with a 50-foot by 75-foot American flag strung between the balloons. Wow. It was impressive, and as we were coming out, they were singing the Star Spangled Banner, and it was just, you know, even watching it on video now, yeah, I get chill bumps from
That's
it.
good.
Yeah. And you know, and some of the more poignant things. So the event that I run is supports the Cancer Association, and we had a lady. She said she'd always wanted to go, cancer survivor, not doing great, but she came out and flew with us, and she flew. They said that was the first time she had smiled in months, and then she had passed away within 2 weeks. So that was her last happy moment, and you know, we were just honored to be able to do stuff like that. And there's thousands of stories like that in ballooning.
How precious
that
is to listen to you tell that story. And I can even tell when you started that particular story, the pride, the appreciation, especially the first time when you mentioned the flag. There's something wrong with you if the American flag don't get to you.
That's right.
No matter ball game, whatever it is. But I can only imagine. I was trying to picture in my mind as you said that flag between those 2 balloons, and just this humongous flag. It had to be just to those patriots of us that love America.
That's right.
And love things like that. So last thing, and I didn't talk to you about this off the air, but how many times have you been to this festival?
I think this is my 5th time down here, so we love it. You know, we've had a couple of bad years of weather, but you know, when we fly down here, it's beautiful. We love the area, we love the people. They're so welcoming, and you know, that's what really makes it for us is to come to events like this, and we see the same people year after year. And like you said, it's really, we do call it like our balloon family. You know, I'm watching now like the 3rd generation of pilots come up and learn to fly. You know, there's a young girl here that's 7 years old, and I remember seeing her mom when she was pregnant. So they've been around 7 years.
How about that? You knew her before she was born.
I knew her before she was born. Yeah, she was flying with us.
That is so good.
And a guy here that flew with my father, his sons are now pilots and are here with him flying. So, you know, it is a family thing, and we've grown up together. We know each other, and you know, we take care of each other and see each other at events. It's like a family reunion every time we get together.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. You talk, and watching y'all over here, it is like a big family reunion, and that's we need to do more of that.
Oh yeah,
we need to do more of that. I think it's good for. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you.
Y'all stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, I'm Kyle Gerard with A+ Flooring and Construction. If you're in the market for a complete home remodel, come see us. If you just want floors, maybe a new construction build, cabinets refurbished, or even a whole bathroom remodel, come see us at A+ Flooring and Construction, 371 Georgia Highway 338, or give us a call, 478-676-2662. Look forward to doing business with you.
Hey Delvin Lawrence County, thanks for 25 great years here at Mellimore. Packing and shipping, of course, is what we do, but if you need that passport photo, we're here for that too. We're here Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 5:30. We're here to help you here at St. Patrick's or anytime during the year. Look forward to seeing you here. Come see your friends here at Mellimore. And on behalf of everybody here at Mellimore, thanks for 25 great years. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Hi, this is Meg Greer-Evans with Middle Georgia Estate Planning. I wanted to let everybody know that Warren Greer Law is now Middle Georgia Estate Planning. We wanted to let our clients know exactly what specialized services we can offer. We can help you with the preparation of a will or a trust, power of attorney, or healthcare directive. We also specialize in elder law and can assist you with guardianships and conservatorships, as well as the issues facing elderly as they go into long-term care, such as Medicaid planning or VA aid and attendance planning. If you have any questions or would like to learn more, give us a call at 478-272-2885.
Welcome back, everybody. I have with me now Patrick Grogan, and you are actually in the manufacturing business, right?
Correct. I work for Firefly Balloons in Statesville, North Carolina. I'm one of the aircraft mechanics.
Okay. So I was talking to the gentleman a while ago. He's been doing this since he was 13. So how about you?
I've been doing it 28 years, flying 3 years with the manufacturer. I was a state employee for 30 years, and once I got out of that and got into retirement life, bought a new balloon, and with that they taught me how to cut the fabric and how to start sewing it. And when we finished my balloon, we still had 6 to do that year, and they said, hey, you picked that up real quick, you want to stick around? And so I've been there for 3 years now.
Yeah, need something to do, didn't you?
Yeah.
So at that moment in time, what was the curiosity? You'd have retired, and did you ever think you would actually be up in there flying them, or was that just a one-time deal, maybe going to cut the cloth and make it?
Well, it's the brand of balloon that I had flown my entire career, and with it being in my hometown, I knew all the people there, so that helped. But so much of it was really just needing somewhere to go, and my wife didn't want me sitting at home all the time. And when I started, I was the 6th person in the factory producing anywhere from 9 to 10 balloons a year. And now we're down to 4 people, and we're still putting out about 10 balloons a year.
So let's just take one of those balloons. How many people from the beginning where you start, how many people are actually ideally should be working on that one balloon?
All 4 of us have a part in it at some point. The general manager's wife is the head seamstress, and she does the parts where you put the what's called a gore together. Her son and I cut the fabric, and then both of us sew those panels into the gore, and then she puts them together, and then at that point I'm helping doing finishing work and he's putting the cables on, and the general manager, if it needs new ropes, he's the one that does the ropes. So we all, since there's only 4 of us there, we all have a part of getting that balloon put together.
You better be working, huh?
Absolutely.
Putting together.
We don't have any downtime.
Yeah, and you mentioned 9 or 10 a year. That's getting it. That's really getting it. So what, I've never asked this question, and I'm real curious, and I know all balloons are different, but what's an average balloon? What's the cost of one of those?
Well, the average size is going to, say, be a 90,000 cubic foot, and if it's absolute brand new, you're looking somewhere between $27,000 to $30,000.
Okay.
If you go one size bigger, which is a 105 or 105,000 cubic foot, it's going to be in that 30 to 35,000 range.
So what kind of thrill do you get to get in one of those baskets and launch off?
Hopefully there's no thrill in it whatsoever. It's just peaceful. It's relaxing, especially back when I was a student pilot and in a different job day to day, that I'd have a real stressful week, and I'd call my instructor up and say, hey, I need some burner time, and I'd get in the balloon and I'd put whatever was making me mad that week and up on top of that burner, and I'd just squeeze the daylights out of it and burn it all the way. And by the time I landed after an hour, I felt really good.
That is so good.
So it's just a relaxing feeling. It's nice and peaceful. It's quiet. We hope that it's never exciting. And that's my goal, is to take off so soft that I have to let the passengers know they're off the ground. And if I can land it soft enough to tell them they're on the ground, I did a really good job.
That's good. So how do you judge how many people you're going to put in that basket?
Well, it's all based off of weight. What the air temperature is for that day dictates how much weight you can carry. The other restrictions is based off of the basket. They're all rated for a certain number of people. The one I have, I can carry 4 passengers plus myself, so it's rated for 5 people. There's some baskets out here that are only rated for 4 people, and so they're all different. And some of the big ride balloons that you see out in California, they carry 16 or 20 people, and it's just how big the balloon is itself, and then how big the basket is.
What's the most, and it's probably hard to narrow this down to one, but 1 or 2 or 3, whatever the answer is, but some of the most unique balloons that you've seen or been a part of making?
Well, special shapes are always unique, because if you can dream it, we can build it. I used to fly one that had a sea serpent wrapped around the outside of a standard balloon called the Loch Norman Monster. And I flew that for a lot of years, and that was a lot of fun. It took us 3 years of design work on it, and the owner finally went to the factory and said, give me something in color, and that's what they came up with. But our criteria was that it was kid-friendly. It had to have a happy face to it. Yeah. And so it's always my favorite one. But there's one here that's a spaceship. I flew with him out in Albuquerque this past year. I don't know.
Last year we had Baby Yoda here.
Yeah.
The kids love that.
And Darth Vader was here.
That's right.
I've got one that's a soccer ball that has a yellow Beats headphones that go across the top of it, and arms and legs with red gloves and red cleats.
Well,
and
that's
so,
creative.
Yeah, and a great big smile. And kids love it. And that's the best part, is when you get the shapes out and in an area where you're around a bunch of kids. And if I'm flying back home, I take off from a soccer park, and it's always fun to fly across the field when the kids are playing, because they'll stop. Go ahead.
And see, what I'm hearing you say, correct me if I'm wrong, but talking about the serpent or whatever, you want kids and adults too, but kids, first of all, you don't want to scare them. Second of all, you want them to fall in love with it, and
Absolutely.
it be a fun time, and they look forward to doing it the next time. So
Absolutely. And that's the balloon I have here is a neon colored rainbow, and it's very bright, vibrant colors. And when the sun hits it, even if I'm not hitting the burner, it glows on its own because the colors are real translucent and the fabric is. And it's fun for me to go to a festival and have the other balloonists come up to me and say, that's one of the prettiest balloons I've ever seen.
Well, for other balloonists to say it, that's saying a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Because y'all all see a lot of balloons. And,
Absolutely.
And you've helped make a lot of balloons. So, last question. How about a couple, I always love to hear stories from y'all, the pilots, of either unique or weird or whatever from passengers that get in. What's something that stands out to you as far as passengers?
Oh, Lordy.
I know you could write a book here.
Yeah, after 28 years, I've had some that during the middle of flight, lady pulled out a little Ziploc baggie and said, "Can I sprinkle my husband?" I've got a flight in June planned that she's going to sprinkle her mom and stepdad. And as long as I know it ahead of time, it's okay. It's the one that pulled it out during the middle of the flight and said, "Oh, by the way, I want to do this." And I was going, okay, let me get to a better location, not over these people's houses.
That's right.
And
any kids screaming, want to come back down, get me out of here?
Yeah,
You've had to have a bunch of those.
Yeah. And my rule is the child has to be tall enough to see over the side of the basket, because otherwise they're looking through the little holes in the wicker and they get bored real quick.
How tall is that?
About 36 inches.
Okay.
And so I want them 36, 38, 40 inches minimum. And one of the last flights I did back in January, I had a 5-year-old that halfway through the flight, she was bored and she just sat down and ended up just started crying because she wanted to get on the ground, and I just wasn't in a place I could land.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because when you take off, I mean, it's a one-way deal. You know, that's why we've got all these volunteers out here that follow the balloon, and it may not go down as planned. You may end up on the golf course or wherever.
Golf courses are great. I love landing on the golf course. And the biggest thing, and all the course managers will say, as long as we're not on the greens, we're okay. Because the greens cost about as much as the balloon does.
Right.
And I've landed back where I fly is in Cornelius. You can't get a house in there under $1 million.
Ooh.
And I came across on a evening flight right across the clubhouse, and I put it into the sand trap beside the green. One hopped it up to the berm, and the greens manager came running out. He was pitching a fit. My wife looked at him and said, he plays golf. He knows not to land on it. And if I was headed to the green, I would have just overflown and landed in the fairway. He was so grateful. He helped us carry it out to the parking lot so we could pack it up.
That's right.
And my whole thing, and I teach the crew this, unless we're launching from my property or another balloonist property that we've got permission for, we're trespassing twice on every flight.
Yeah.
So we treat the landowners with the utmost respect, and if they're not happy, we just get out as quickly as we can and beg forgiveness after the fact.
That's right.
Because sometimes I can fly on, sometimes I just have to come down.
Yeah, you have no choice. And you want to be a good community partner. I mean,
absolutely.
It's not your, you don't set out to land on somebody's property that don't want you there, but
most people think it's so cool to have a balloon on their property or fly over their house. Mooresville is NASCAR Central, and so we're always going by Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s place or some of the other big name drivers, and they come out on the deck if it's an off weekend and watch us fly, and it's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. We said it at the same time, I guess, but it's like when I'll see the blimp come over Lawrence County headed to Daytona or wherever they're headed. Usually I know where they're headed based on what's going on that time of the year, but it's just something you can't take your eyes off of. Same with the balloons.
Yep.
And I love the glow, don't get me wrong, I love the glow. We bring the grandkids to it every year, but Saturday mornings, when y'all are able to launch on an early morning, it's usually kind of cool, but to watch those balloons take off, and you got one and then another and another and another, and I've got some really good footage through the years of y'all doing just that. And people love watching it on television because I mentioned earlier, a lot of people can't come out to this. They may be disabled or can't drive after dark or whatever it is, and they're not able to do this. So, and we just love sharing it with you, and y'all know that. You hear me talk about it, but just like you have fun doing it, I love, and I hope we get the glow off this evening. If the wind would just help us out just a little bit, huh?
And that's the worst part about it is we're so weather dependent, and worst thing for me is to drive 6.5, 7 hours to an event and it never comes out of the trailer. The first event that I did this year was down in Florida, just north of Orlando, and we weren't able to fly. I was able to get it out and glow it 3 times, but yeah, at least I was able to get out and do something.
Yeah.
And so the worst thing to do is drive somewhere and leave it in the trailer all weekend.
That's got to be heartbreaking because, number one, you don't want to drive that far and not do it. Second of all, you know there's a lot of people, kids, adults, all of us that we get a thrill out of it.
Yeah, and that's why we come, is for the spectators.
Yeah, and we appreciate it. Thank you so much, my friend, for
No
talking
problem.
to. Absolutely. Y'all stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Since 1965, our family has proudly provided physical, occupational, and speech therapy to Dublin, Lawrence County, and surrounding areas. Currently offering physical and occupational therapies, our mission is to work with patients and their families to reach an optimum level of independence. Whether post-sports injury, post-surgery, post-stroke, or just general wear and tear from everyday living, we strive to help you reach your goals and return to what you love doing. Remember, where you go for physical and occupational therapy is your choice. So, when your doctor prescribes it, choose Bass.
Parts of this program are brought to you by Matt Hatchett, your Georgia General Assembly representative in District 155. Matt is proud to be a part of the St. Patrick's Festival and would like to encourage you to bring your family out and support all these events at our 58th annual St. Patrick's Festival. Aaron Gobra.
You've been saying you want it, and now's the time to get it. Pool and patio furniture in style with fabrics you want, comfort and durability you deserve. You'll even save on accessories and add your own personal style. Come see the full line of pool and patio furniture at Mid-State Pools and Spas today and bring home a colorful poolside. Now's a great time to save at Mid-State Pools and Spas, located on Veterans Boulevard in Dublin. Mid-State Pools and Spas. We know pools.
Welcome back, everybody. Now I have with me a pilot from North Carolina. It's Mike Tice. How about that? And you from North Carolina?
I'm from North Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina.
You got an Ohio State shirt on.
I was born and raised in Ohio.
And that's fighting words down here. And I'm glad we're on TV. So, but for somebody like Mike to come to Dublin and what y'all bring with you, these balloon festivals that y'all do. I know you get a thrill out of it, seeing us get a thrill out of it.
Absolutely.
Tell me, I want to back up to your first time being involved with a balloon. What got you there? How old were you? Just tell me the story.
I was 14 years old and went to get a haircut at the local barber shop and saw some pictures on the wall and asked the barber, how did you get those pictures? He said, from a hot air balloon. I said, well, I looked at my dad and I was only 14. I said, Dad, I want to do that. And the barber said, well, the pilot will be in here shortly. And the rest is history.
How about that? Now, that is good. I had another pilot a while ago tell me he was 13. Here you are 14. So you get the bug early, didn't you?
I did, very much so.
Tell us about your balloon.
It's multicolored. It's a Firefly, built in Statesville, North Carolina.
And what is the most fun part, not just of you flying, but when you get passengers in that basket and take off? Tell me the fun part and the feeling you get out of seeing their faces.
That is the best part. That's what makes this sport the sport that it is. People that never get to do this, I take this for granted, get to do this all the time, and a lot of people don't get to do this. And the smiles on their faces, people that are normal talkers don't say a word the whole flight because they're just in awe.
Yeah, amazed. It's, God's creation is just, I don't even know if there's an adjective to describe it, but it is amazing.
It is, absolutely
for lack
amazing.
of a better word there. But so how many flights do you think you've taken since 14 years old? I want an exact number.
I'd say probably close to 500 flights I've done. Yeah.
500.
Yep. I know personally, since I've had my license, I've had 220.
Okay. You chart those or track whatever you know. You have a logbook. There you go. So what is the most unique balloon you've seen through the years?
Oh gosh, there's a lot of them.
Or a favorite?
Favorite by far is the ones from Akron, Ohio. That's because I was born in that neighborhood, and so Sunny Boy, the Pumpkin, that group is my favorites.
Yeah. And before y'all meet over here, I think you'll have a pilot's meeting, but give me a story or two about maybe some passengers.
Oh, I've had, matter of fact, one of my most favorite flights was a passenger that had mental disability, and he can't talk, he's nonverbal, but he screams, and that's his excitement, and that's all he did the whole flight.
Wow.
Just screamed. Best feeling in the world.
Yeah. And it's a family affair with you. I actually met your wife before I met you. I come looking for you, but so it is a family affair for you.
Oh, definitely a family affair. My daughters are involved, my wife, our friends. That's my crew. Yeah. So, and now my daughter's fiance is now involved. Yeah.
Before I let you go, what people watching right now say, you're gonna have some say, "Oh, I'd never get in a hot air balloon. I'm scared." Talk to that viewer right now, like you got the bug, but talk to them about easing that fear of flying.
It's actually the best form of flight. It's so peaceful, quiet. All you hear is the burner. You most of the time don't even know that you're moving because there is no wind. So only time you get wind is when you're slowing down. There'll be wind in your face, but otherwise you don't even feel yourself moving. A lot of times you're off the ground, they don't even know you're off the ground because it's so gentle.
Does the balloon glow excite you like it does us?
Absolutely. There's nothing better than seeing smiling people out there or people coming up and asking questions.
Yeah.
So,
because that balloon glow to me is like, it's just incredible. And I'm always disappointed when we can't do it. We got a little bit of it last year. We didn't get all of it, the weather.
Right.
But thank you so much for talking to me, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
It's planting season at Roach Farm and Garden. Plant your fruit trees now. Roach Farm and Garden has fruit trees as low as $32.99. Blueberry bushes, winter veggies, even have some seed potatoes left. Don't wait for them weeds to come up. Spray now for them summer weeds. Soil test, soil test, soil test. Bring your results by and we will get you exactly what you need. From lime to fertilizer and all to weed prevention. Roach Farm and Garden, they carry it all. If you priced eggs lately, Roach Farm and Garden has brooders, pens, waters, and feeders. Roach Farm and Garden has rabbits, chicks coming soon. Go ahead and stock up on feed. At Roach Farm and Garden, we have feed for just about everything. Is hunting season really ever over? The answer is no. Roach Farm and Garden has boss bug feeders, a huge selection of deer feed, salt blocks, and trophy rock. Remember, do it right, do it smart. Roach Farm and Garden, 2 locations, Dublin and Wrightsville.
I'm Betty Hall. I've been a member here since 2015. and I enjoy it. And I started because I had retired for a few years, gaining weight, got an invitation to come to the aerobics class, and I came, and I've been here ever since. And the workout, the people are nice. I mean, it's just like a family. I've been here going on 8 years, and I come almost every day. And I invite you to come, you know, if you want to work out, get your health better, and just meet some wonderful people. I just think you will enjoy it.